Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome back to Ensemble Movie Month here in May of 2018. Now, this is the second movie I'm reviewing, and this is a 2017 monster movie that came out swinging in the fences last March. I know my friend Sean didn't care for this movie. I know this movie appealed to me because I was a fan of the 2014 Godzilla, and I'm a fan of this character. We haven't seen him since the remake with Peter Jackson, and that is Kong Skull Island. What a hell of a cast this movie has. Yeah, people say the characters are generic. No, these are not the deepest characters of a Kong movie. No, this movie doesn't have it's not philosophical. It's not freaking it's not as good as the original. I'm gonna just say that right now. But this movie wasn't trying to be the 1933 classic or the Peter Jackson movie because yeah, it's a CG Kong, but he's freaking huge and he does more in this movie than he did in a lot of the other Kong films that I've seen. Basically, this is like not a spin-off, like it's a spin-off of a Kong movie. Basically what he did on the island before they send his ass to New York, and in the originals and the remakes in 76 and 2005. And like always, they have the traditional things. It's Kong, that he has a bunch of worshippers that worship him as a god, and this time they're Asian. They're not black because they wanted to be a little bit more culturally sensitive. They have like white makeup on their face. It's really well done makeup, practical effects there. And I'm going to say this: Kong kicked ass in this movie. There's a great cast of an ensemble cast. You got Tom Hiddleston, you got John C. Riley, you got Samuel Jackson, you got freaking Brie freaking Larson is in this movie. Yes, Captain Marvel herself did a movie with Sam Jackson before her film, and I'm telling you right now, she's gonna kick ass in that movie next year, and she is gonna beat Thanos' purple ass in Avengers 4. Just to let you know, here I loved seeing her here, her reactions, her big eyes. She has expressive eyes, and people say that she's boring. I'm like, hey, I'd rather see an actress like this that's American, that has big expressive eyes, than a block of wood, than like Felicity Jones or that other Waste of Space or Emilia Clarke and Brolo. But anyway, yeah, the rest of you have other people in the cast. You have there's a black guy in the movie, I don't remember. There's an Asian girl, a Chinese girl, she's in the film. I know there were other people in the film. I know there's a lot of helicopter pilots. They get demolished by Kong. Like, Kong is very active in this movie. That's what I loved about it. Because I'm like, the film looks great. I think the director did a fine job filming the movie. The CG doesn't look laughable. It's really good ILM effects. Kong looks phenomenal. He's huge. He's badass. He does this. His roar is badass. The opening of this movie, it shows Kong attacking these guys, squishing them with his hand, and then they show his eyes, and then the movie starts. And I'm like, it's a great way. Oh yeah, John Goodman's in the movie as well. I just remember that they do research on the island. They want to know what happened, and Kong is just knocking the shit out of them. I think they're looking for like a mineral or something in the film. It's been a while. I saw the movie about a month ago, but I remember what Kong did. Like, as soon as they don't even land on the island, the freaking group, and the soldiers and the team of Samuel Jackson, and also Brie Larson's team, they go in, and Kong is knocking the shit out of the freaking helicopters. He's going like this and like this. He's just attacking them because he doesn't want them there. First of all, tell me if this makes any sense. They're some of the soldiers are there, and they're bombing freaking the hell out of deer and wildlife in the jungle. What the hell did you think Kong was going to do? Do you really think that he was going to take this lying down? No, he's like, hell no, get off my island. He's like this. He's like, comes out of the ashes, and he's like, bam, 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 bam. And I'm like, Kong is just a badass in this movie. I love the way Kong is portrayed in this movie. It's really, really well done. His fight with that giant serpent creature in the second half of the film. The fight with the helicopters when he's squishing people is freaking awesome. He's badass. The way he comes out of the water. There's a scene that he has vulnerability where he gets scratched, and he has like a scratch on his chest, and he's like bleeding, or I think his arm as well. And yeah, it's awesome. Like, I like to see that Kong is not a Gary Stu. He's actually a vulnerable animal that can get hurt, and he's not invincible. And also, there's scenes that they're shooting at him. There's a scene where his face comes out of the flames, like Apocalypse Now. Him and Samuel Jackson have a standoff, and of course, who do you think is going to win? Come on. This freaking King Kong, for fuck's sake. And yeah, like I said, the film is very long. It's long, but it's under 2 hours. It's mercifully shorter than the freaking the freaking Peter Jackson version. Sorry, there was a spider on the wall. But yeah, even there's a scene with bugs, just like in the Peter Jackson movie. That's my biggest problem with the Peter Jackson movie. It's not that it's way too long. It's just like 3 hours. I'm like, you could have cut it to 2 hours, and that's it. That's all you needed. Here, it's an hour and 45 minutes with the end credits about an hour and 53, but it's still shorter than like Pirates of the Caribbean 3, which it goes on for way too long. This movie, I was interested in the characters. Tom Hiddleston could have had more to do, but I like that his character is active. He's killing things and he's just being a badass. It's good to see him in a non-villainous role. Like I said, Brie Larson, sexy as all hell. Of course, Kong looks at her because she has blonde hair and he has a thing for blonde women. So do I. And I'm glad it was her and not Margot Robbie because she annoys the shit out of me. I like John C. Riley. He plays a crazy guy that's been on the island for a long time. And spoiler alert: at the end of the movie, he gets off the island and he meets his family, and they greet him. You know, it's really emotional, and I actually like his arc. He has the best arc in the whole freaking movie, and he's the comic relief, and he's hilarious. There is one F bomb that I think could have been cut out. I think they just did it for the PG-13. We get it, okay? Kong is destroying everything in his sight, and I freaking love it. That's what I want to see him do to the new Godzilla 2014. Let me show you this before I get to it, to show you how much of a fan I am of this franchise. I saw this movie when I was a kid. I cannot wait for the remake in 2020. Kong deserves a second chance to fight Godzilla because the first time he looked like shit. I mean, look at him. Look at the way he looked there. It's a practical suit, but the face just looks like clay. This Kong is not fucking around. The 2014 Godzilla, I know it has a lot of problems. I know Gareth Edwards was a terrible choice with the director, but that movie, I can still. Godzilla was badass when he's on screen. But him against Kong, I want to see that again. I loved this movie when I was a kid. It's flawed, but it knows what it is, and it's one of the best monster movies I've seen. And like I said, with this Kong, we're going to get more because this is a cinematic universe. The Dark Universe failed, but the freaking Kaiju universe is going to go forward. Kong Skull Island was a huge freaking hit, and it did well with critics. So it's not like it was a shitty Rotten Tomatoes movie. No, this was better than the freaking the Legend of Tarzan, and even the Planet of the Apes movies. You could say what you will about War of the Planet of the Apes. It's over. We're not going to do a fourth one. With Kong, we're going to see him again. And next year, we're going to see Godzilla come back. And there's a teaser at the end of this movie, just like the Marvel movies. And I loved it. I was like, holy shit, we're going to get more kaiju in this freaking universe. And for a new generation of fans. Unlike the new Star Wars, where they're just taking old shit and repeating it and doing it over and over again to remind us how awesome those movies were. The freaking original movies. No, this Kong movie is its own movie. It's not a remake of the freaking Peter Jackson movie. It does its own thing. It's a lot shorter. It has a fast pace. It has a lot of action. Lots of monster creatures that freaking just explode on screen. I think the CGI looks great. There's also these giant lizard things that are attacking the crew, and it works. It's fun. It's not boring. I love seeing giant CGI creatures when they look right, not when you have freaking Pacific Rim 2 where it's trying to copy Transformers. That's not a kaiju film. They fucked up what they did with the first movie. I grew up on giant monster movies. I saw the original Kong when I was a kid. I saw the original Godzilla when I was a kid. I rewatched it in the theater in 2014 when they re-released it. I saw that and I still love it. It's a guy in a suit, but it looks better than a bad CGI suit or something like that, or something that takes me out of it. And I can't wait for this rematch. The post-credit scene, there's going to be spoilers in this review, so if you haven't seen this movie, bear with me. They show the Tom Hiddleston and Brie Larson go back they leave the island and they come back to civilization, and they're talking to these people, and they said, Kong is not the only monster out there, and they show a picture of freaking Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah. I was like, holy shit, I can't wait for this movie. To say what you will about the 2014 Godzilla, what it did right was that it brought back the kaiju genre back full force. Because Pacific Rim kind of intrigued people, and then when Godzilla came out, it was like, Awesome. We have another Godzilla to put in a freaking movie, and we're going to get a rematch of this because I think it deserves a remake. This is a remake that I would fully support because it's going to be a mix of Japanese and Western culture mashed together. CGI Kong, CGI Godzilla, go at it. Just blow the shit out of the movie. That's all I care about in 2020. That movie can have freaking the worst actors in the world. They could have actors from the Sharknado films, and I wouldn't care because I'm like, I'm seeing that for Kong and Godzilla to just kick the hell out of each other, destroy buildings, just do what they have to do. Because unlike Man of Steel, this is what I want to see destruction. I want to see destruction with giant monsters. That's why I love the original Kong and the original Godzilla and the remake of Godzilla and the remake of Kong and the freaking and this and and Kong Skull Island. I really enjoy it. I'm sorry, guys. It's just this is the kind of nostalgia I want. We haven't seen Kong in 13 years, and he finally came back, and I was like, thank God that movie was not a disappointment. Some people said it was one of the worst of last year. Look at the movies that came out last year, and tell me that there weren't any things that were worse. Any movie that came out after Kong Skull Island was shit compared to this. The Mummy, King Arthur, freaking Transformers 5. I already know that shit. I don't have to think. Even The Last Jedi is worse. I would rather watch Kong Skull Island 100 times than to ever watch The Last Failure because that movie missed the point of why we love the original Star Wars. It wanted to just rob the original and try to not even keep continuity for the last movie. That's why I don't care about the Disney version of this. With Kong, I still got some freaking hope. Next year we have another Godzilla movie, and he will be the lead this time. Garrett Edwards is gone, so we can look forward to that one. More monsters, more badass creatures, and a rematch I've been waiting for years. And we're finally going to get this done, and I can't wait, guys. I can't wait. See, Marvel's not the only thing I care about. Yeah, I love giant monster movies. I love them since I was a kid. Gamera, Godzilla, Mothra, Kong, freaking. Even Gorgo. I've seen a lot of them, guys. I can name a bunch of them here on camera. I've seen so many of them, and they appeal to me. I watched Power Rangers when I was a kid. I had I saw Superhuman Samurai, Cyber Squad. I just got a DVD of Ultraman. I'm gonna watch it this year because this is my kind of nostalgia. Yeah, giant monsters. I love seeing Kong in this movie. He's a badass. He is destroying things. He doesn't care. And like I said, it has a lot of nods to the Peter Jackson movie and the original Blonde Girl. And Brie Larson, I can't wait for you to come back to get on the big screen and finally be in the MCU. That teaser at the end of Infinity War was freaking fantastic. They didn't even show her, and I can't wait to see her next year in March because I have so much faith in her to beat that freaking grimace-looking douchebag right there, Thanos, who I did like it in the movie. I'm just saying that he needs to be taken down. Oh, Hulk couldn't beat him. Hulk was drained of his power, and he doesn't appear for the rest of the movie. Spoiler alert. Yeah, Hulk is not in the freaking movie, so that's false advertisement. But this girl did those big, gorgeous eyes, friendly eyes, and blonde hair, and freaking badassery. A woman that won an Oscar, which you did not do, freaking Disney Wars. Not one of your freaking females have won an Oscar. So fuck you, every single one of you. Yeah, Brie Larson's gonna bring it home, baby. And I liked her in this movie. I liked seeing her shorty shorts. I prefer her than Carrie Gilliam in freaking Jumanji 2, whatever. Welcome to the Bunghole. I don't care about that. Yeah, I like my women American. When they're American, they kick ass and they can act. They can react to stuff, and they have facial expressions, and she actually acts human and not like a freaking robot. I love that. And the Kong Skull Island has a really good cast. Yeah, they do. Did it need a big bunch of A-list actors? No, but what we got here is a lot better than other freaking movies. And it's an ensemble cast that works well together. I don't think they're not the cast of Infinity War, but it's better than nothing. It's better than the cast of Suicide Squad, where a bunch of nobodies that I don't give a shit about except for Will Smith that failed on his face. This is way better. In this movie, I was cheering for Kong the whole time. Because most of the human characters, the soldiers, are really stupid in this movie. They're just bombing the shit out of his island and shooting at him. And I'm like, what did you expect? You were expecting Kong to play fetch with you? No, this is not the Kong that was ice skating in the Peter Jackson version. This Kong will squish you with his freaking paws and step on you and freaking bang his chest like the king that he is. And he's going to fight the king of the monsters in 2 more years. I can't freaking wait. Can't wait. And yeah, I thought this was better than the 2014 Godzilla, only because Kong is in it more. He does more. He is freaking badass, and there's nothing that you can say that can say it was disappointing. It should have been like the Peter Jackson movie. It should have been like the original, slow pace and a lot of talking and nothing happens. No, this is like you want a monster movie, you freaking got it. So fuck you, Pacific Rim 2, bringing Boyega and getting Charlie Hunnam out of the freaking movie and trying to tease us, trying to be the next Transformers. You failed on the F scale of fuck. Kong freaking prevailed because he's still the king, and so is Godzilla. He's still the king of the monsters, and you got King Kong, all both in the same freaking movie in 2 years. I can't wait for that. This is a cinematic universe that will work, and we're going to see it, all of it in its glory in 2020, in the next decade. I can't freaking wait. And like I said before, Brie Larson is going to kick your ass, Thanos. She's coming for you. Captain Marvel is freaking coming for you with her fists in the air and her superhuman strength and her flying abilities. No, feminism, keep your baggage out of this, guys. It's all about freaking Brie kicking Thanos' ass. He's going to be like, I've been waiting for a challenge, and I don't know. I'm bored. I have nothing to do. And then, powie! Freaking Brie Larson's going to kick his ass. She's younger, and she is vibrant, and beautiful, and strong. And that's all I want from my female badasses. So, good, Brie Larson. I'm glad I got to see you in this. Can't wait to see you in Captain Marvel next March. And you're going to kick Thanos' ass with your team in 2019. But I'll end it on that, guys. Thanks for watching. I just want to make my videos entertaining so that I'm not asleep, because I'm not. I'm still awake, and I got a lot of movies to review this month. So thanks for watching. Take care, and I recommend Kong Skull Island. It kicks ass. Fuck the haters. I will always say that whenever I review one of these movies. The critics that didn't understand it, they need to just shut their brain off and have a good time. And stop being so pretentious. Oh, The Shape of Water, that's the best movie from last year. No, it wasn't. I've seen better. See ya.